And right now at 6, growing pressure on the Milwaukee County DA and the Department of Justice in a case some are calling a hate crime. The man arrested in a triple murder is white.
Two of the victims were Hmong, one was Puerto Rican.
A coalition is joining their families to call for a hate crime enhancer.
And Michelle Fiore joins us tonight from City Hall with more. Michelle?
Charles and Courtney, they took their fight to City Hall, saying the triple homicide that happened at a West Side apartment building was more so because of hate than mental illness, and they say it should be prosecuted as such. Families say Pia and Maikau Vu were devoted parents.
Even though they didn't have much to money-wise, they thought the time with their children to raise them right was more important.
The couple lived in these apartments on South 92nd Street. Their neighbor, Jesus Manso Perez, was also thought of as a loving father. March 6th, Manso Perez was murdered after helping his son do laundry in the building. The suspect, Daniel Popp, asked his neighbors where they're from.
And Jesus responded, from Puerto Rico. He saw a nod of the head, and then he heard, "Oh, so that's why you don't speak English." And the gentleman says, and I quote, "This isn't a criminal complaint. You guys have to go," and then pull the trigger.
In the murder of the young Hmong couple, the criminal complaint claims Popp busted down their door, shooting Pia and Maikau in front of their 4 children. The representatives of this newly formed coalition say that makes it a hate crime.
But it's important to understand that the hate crime enhancer is not a separate crime. It's a penalty enhancer that increases a life sentence charge by 5 years.
Right now, Popp faces multiple homicide charges, which could keep him behind bars for life. Kent Lovern says whether the district attorney's office decides to add the hate crime enhancer will depend on any additional evidence that comes forward.
Our priority is to attach the most serious and appropriate charges to this terrible crime. And these are 4 crimes now, 3 of which carry life sentences. And so that will be our paramount first priority with regard to how this case moves forward.
Now, it's important to understand prosecutors' job in a homicide case is to prove it happened. With that hate crime enhancer, they would have to prove why it happened. Mr. Lovern says that must be weighed along with any new evidence before they could potentially move forward. Live outside City Hall, Michelle Fiore, today's TMJ4.
Okay, Michelle, thank you.
Well,